but I was okay trying to do
You
it.
understood his point.
Yeah.
Do you think it affected your sex life?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I'm sure it bothered him more. For me, I was so in love with the situation that we had,
Right.
you know, and
That brought you comfort.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But I definitely think it did that. And then also, it was also when we were going through a lot. We're almost grazing divorce and all that. So for me, it was also a barrier, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Having her in the bed was a barrier at that. Hi guys, welcome back to She's Not Done. I'm your host, Cooley.
I'm your host, Andrea.
I'm still married.
And I'm still divorced.
Yes. When you say it like that, like that was like exclamation point.
That's just the day I'm having.
Okay.
I'm still divorced.
Period.
End of. Nothing else to be said.
Today, talking about co-sleeping.
Mm.
I guess I think if we go through what you practiced as a mom, what I practiced as a mom, and then maybe talk about what's good, what we think is good, what we think is maybe not so good.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Mine are a little older now, right?
You still co-sleeping?
Oh.
You do though sometimes, I'm sure.
No, when we go away, it's kind of shifted.
Yeah.
They've always had their own room, they've always had their own space. And when I was pregnant with Emily, I remember getting a whole room ready and her cot, and I was like, that's the baby's room.
What's the cot?
The crib, sorry.
Mhm.
So I remember thinking, she's gonna come home and and gonna put her down, she's gonna go to sleep. Like this was my whole picture of motherhood.
Of course.
And then that's not how it went at all.
No.
Because then I think about it now as I'm
Mhm.
older and I don't really care about other people's opinions because
Yeah.
everybody has one. And when you're pregnant, everybody wants to give you advice. And I think that's a beautiful thing, but it can be overwhelming. Now, when I think about it, I grew her in me for 10 months. What was my thought process about bringing her home, putting her in a room and shutting the door and walking away?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how
Yeah.
did I get to, how did I get to that thought process? And it was
Yeah.
probably advice and opinions and all of that.
Well,
But
it's also just that's in a sense society, right? You're setting up the nursery.
right,
Setting up the nursery is a thing. So
it is, and I guess it's nesting and all
yeah,
these things. And like, if you look back in history, people
yeah,
bed shared and room shared and
yeah.
had multiple kids, and hopefully they all, the love that you felt. So I don't know. So I didn't. That's not how it went.
How did it go?
She had jaundice, and I had to borrow
Really?
yeah. It
Oh,
was gone within a few days.
yeah,
But I had to borrow a, bassinet and put
yeah.
her in front of the window at
Oh, so you
home.
didn't even have a bassinet. You
No.
had the crib right then
Yeah.
and there.
That was it.
Wow.
There was the crib. You were gonna
Oh,
sleep in it and everything was, you're gonna
wow.
sleep from when I put you down at 8 o'clock, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Lack of, but who knew? I
Oh,
didn't know.
of course.
And I'll tell you, growing up, I did not co-sleep.
Yeah.
I would sneak out of my crib when I was a toddler, and I would try and sleep in my brother's room. And vice versa. Like, we're 14 months apart. So when we were tiny, we were kind of inseparable.
Yeah.
But I never co-slept with my parents. I didn't want to. Like, I would go in and wake them up when I had a bad dream or whatever, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to co-sleep so I didn't grow up like that. But that's how it kind of evolved.
Yeah.
Like, I was breastfeeding, so I would bring her in, and then eventually everyone I also started speaking and reaching out to other groups that were more they said crunchy at the time, but I think I'm just gonna say like
Crunchy?
crunchy, like crunchy mums,
What's
like
crunchy?
organic.
Oh,
So I
never heard that
started to
term.
speak more to different groups of people
Okay.
and get advice from
Mhm.
everywhere. I don't know. That was the word of
Mm.
the year. But yeah, so we started co-sleeping. I realized that she slept really well
Yeah.
when she was in my arm,
Yeah.
that it was easier to feed when they need. I mean, they're babies.
Yeah.
They're not used to being on their own.
No.
They don't
I
want to
mean,
be on
they've
their
been with
own.
you for 9 months, so why would they?
Yeah. She found her thumb and
Mm.
then slept through the night at like 5, 6 weeks. And we did put her in the crib.
Yeah.
but it wasn't it my kids have just always slept better since babies next to me.
Mhm.
And I just didn't I got to a point where how much I slept and how much they slept was more important than everybody's opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I
Mhm.
did it safely, obviously, and I
Right.
researched it and I did the best I could.
Yeah.
You know, people would comment, "Oh, that's gonna ruin your marriage," or "What about your sex life?" It's like, I don't know. I got a newborn baby and I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. The last thing I'm thinking about is sex,
Yeah.
whether it's in my bed or in a
Yeah. Yeah.
hotel or
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that wasn't priority then. Um, and then the second one comes along and you kind of get into the groove of what works. And I'll tell you right now, there was no way the second one was sleeping on her own.
Yeah.
She was like attached, you
Wow.
know. And both of them
Yeah.
have their own room, sleep in their own beds. They're not in my room. It's not the end of the world. It's what worked for us
Yeah.
and what helped them feel safe and secure and loved.
Yeah.
And then when they were ready, listen, they both go in their room and shut their doors now.
Yeah.
They're not
Mhm.
they're not, they'll come in my room and hang out
Yeah.
and watch, we'll do like other stuff and hang out and I that's what worked for us as a
Yeah.
family.
Mhm.
And I will share on something when we when we were going through the divorce and 2 homes, um, we'd always bed shared and it was never an issue. Sh They wanted to also had no problem, they were younger, they wanted to sleep in dad's bed, and I think at one point he was like, "No, go sleep in your room," and they came home really upset that, like, why? They must have just needed him at that point,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they didn't get that. And then later on down the line, when they didn't wanna sleep at the other house, that was put back on me that it was my fault because they wanted to co-sleep. But we'd always done
I
that as a family, so
yeah.
I didn't really.
I think it could also be, and I don't want to speak for them, but another person in his life, they probably just wanted their dad to themselves and
Yeah,
not sharing it with someone else.
well, they had him. There was nobody else there at the
Oh,
time,
okay.
but I don't know why, because then they definitely wouldn't have
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
sleep
yeah,
in
yeah.
you know what I
No,
mean?
but yeah.
But, like, they were still looking for comfort at that age, and they maybe they woke up and felt
Yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah,
it definitely affected them when they came
of
home.
course.
They became clingier.
Yeah,
I don't wanna say clingier, but they needed
yeah.
more. They needed more
The safety,
reassuring
the reassurance. Yeah. Yeah,
comfort.
it makes sense.
So I don't know the psychology behind that or
Yeah,
the or what happened when they were there. I'm not in the room, um but no, they're happy, they're healthy, they're independent, they do great at school, they have friends.
yeah.
Them co-sleeping with me didn't affect them negatively in any way.
No, I mean, we basically had the same on our end. So I did the whole nursery.
You did.
Yes.
Was that your thought process too? Like when you were, is it just me, but when you were pregnant, did you picture them being in their own room and that's where they were going to
No.
sleep? Or did you know what
No,
was your
neither one.
upbringing?
I never even, for the first one, I never even had any thoughts of whatsoever. I was not prepared. I didn't even think, for me, I was just, it was work, work, work. She comes and then I'll figure it out. But I
Mm,
set up the nursery thinking, yeah, this is where she was going to sleep. Well, I had a bassinet. So she was
okay.
going to sleep with me in the bassinet right next to the bed for 3 months. And then I was going to move her into her no, for 6 months. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then that's the only thing I was planning on doing. She was gonna be in the bassinet for 3 or 6 months. I don't even remember how long you're supposed to sleep in the
I don't
bassinet.
even know.
But however
I guess
long
it
that
depends.
guidelines is that's what I was gonna do and then move her. But that bassinet didn't even happen. She slept with me in the bed,
Uh,
you know, and it was probably the best thing I could have ever done. The
mhm.
closeness with her, it was absolutely amazing. I didn't care if I slept or not.
Yeah.
For me, it was
The connection.
she wanted me there, and I was there, and we've slept great together. I would take my first nap of the day with her, like falling asleep. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then after that, um, with Sophia, completely different. She was in the bassinet, but then at 6 months, we did put her in a bed, on a floor bed, next to Adriana. I think it was maybe at a year old, on a floor, whatever they call it, like basically like a mattress. It
Yeah.
was, and she slept there. She's never wanted to co-sleep with us.
Aw.
We also never put her in the bed to co-sleep with us like we did with Adriana. So she was strictly in the crib, which at times it felt weird because I wanted to take her in the bed, but then I was just like, I don't want her. She seems fine,
She's sleeping good.
but
Don't
she would
disturb
be
her.
soothing herself to sleep. And it was the weirdest thing to watch. Like, so if this is the bassinet, and maybe you remember, maybe that happened. So if this is the side of the bassinet,
Mhm.
this is how she would go
Oh.
to put herself to sleep. She was just like, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is how they would
Well,
soothe
yeah,
themselves to go
because
to bed.
Emily Emily would do that
Mm,
with her thumb.
yeah. Yeah. So
There's
that was so yeah, that was that. And she never co-slept with us at all
mm,
until I think she got sick when she was like 2 years old. And then she was with me and she just wanted me. And after that, she started coming to our bed for the first time to
she
sleep in our
realized it
bed.
was cute, comfortable, and
Yeah,
that's
and she loves
snuggly.
it. Yeah, she loves it. So now Adriana was with us until she was 4.5.
Yeah,
She was with us. It was not until Sophia, no, 5.5. No, 4.5. It was until Sophia was 1 year old and I moved her into Adriana's room that they slept together. So that was a
yeah.
thing for her to get her, in a sense, out of our bed. And they slept together ever since, and they still come to our bed now. I love it.
Yeah, it
Sometimes
doesn't.
I miss it. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll go sleep with them.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he
need
does the
some.
same
You don't
thing.
know how to
Yeah,
self-soothe.
yeah. And Juan does the same. It's not just me.
Yeah,
Like he'll go and he'll
he'll
lay with
cuddle.
them. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
either way, they're just growing up full of love,
Yeah.
right? Whether they're in their own bed or your bed,
Yeah.
like wherever they are happy and safe and secure. That's why it was never a thing for me. Like
Yeah.
it never, there was some shame attached to it at the beginning, like
Oh.
certain people in our life, oh, you shouldn't do that.
Oh yeah. I
Like,
remember the
yeah,
people who would tell me, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. They should have their own bed. Like, F you, no offense. If
right,
that worked for you, that's great.
right,
I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't care
yeah,
what it says. You know what I mean? What you're going to tell me. I don't care about your experience. It's fine for me. We're doing just great.
yeah. It's our
And they're
house, and
growing up just fine,
yeah, yeah.
and I don't feel any guilt,
I
any
think.
shame. I wouldn't, I would do it all over again.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if I had it all over again. Listen, I the amount of opinions we listen to,
Yeah.
maybe it's because I was younger. I wasn't even that
Well, the
young,
thing is
by the
because
way.
I think that especially when you're a first time mom, I think that the opinions you're getting or the things you see online or it shapes how like your vision on it,
Right.
just like it shaped the fact that your baby was going to sleep in their room because you're setting up the nursery. There's a reason why you're setting up a nursery because everyone does it.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's anyone that in a sense doesn't dedicate a space for their newborn,
Right.
whether it's in a like separate room or if it's in a separate like area,
Corner.
whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. We all do that as moms, right? Because it's our first child. We want them to have their little place. That's why I think we do it, and we believe in it. Or
And again, I do think it's important for them to have their own
yeah.
space. But some of our happiest moments are us all snuggled watching a movie,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like waking up. I can't imagine being that little and waking up and wondering where everybody is and what.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
And then the whole cry it out method.
Oh.
I with Aria, because she started waking up more and more. And
Mhm.
so I was like, you got to try the cry it out. I tried it for like
Oh yeah.
half a minute.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
I'm just
Same.
not that I'm not that parent.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I couldn't do it.
I just I don't understand.
No.
I don't want to make my
But the fact that we're doing it, right? What was the reason you did it?
Honestly, from pressure of other people.
Correct. It
And
was
then
the
I was
same.
annoyed with myself
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
I'd allowed my kid to cry because I
Yep.
don't mind waking up with my kid.
Yeah.
I don't mind comforting them back to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
I know these times, especially the second time around, I know how short-lived that is,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like,
And for me at least, I think that it was also, so it came to a point where, okay, like she's got to get out of our bed, like the intimacy and whatnot. And I understood that, you know what I mean? I was not ready though, but I did understand. And as far as when you have a partner, you have to also make a compromise, right? So I was like, I was open to it. It's
did
not that I
he
wasn't open to it.
did one was one pushing for her
He
to go,
wasn't
"No."
pushing at all. No,
Okay,
he was just saying like eventually like we need to like get her out of the bed. Like she needs to go into her
right.
own bed. And that was when she was like 3, 4, you know what I mean? And for me, I didn't care, but I was okay trying to
You
do it.
understood his point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do
I
you think it
was,
affected your sex life?
oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I'm
right,
sure it bothered him more. For me, I was so in love with the situation that we had,
right.
and
That brought you comfort.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I definitely think it did that. And then also it was also when we were going through a lot. We're almost grazing divorce and all that. So for me it was also a barrier, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Having her in the bed was a barrier at that point because this is not the partner I had married or wanted a child with. So my child served as a barrier to not even have to interact, if that makes sense.
And that's brutally honest, and not
Yeah.
many people will say that,
Yeah.
but it does
It gave me
sometimes.
that comfort.
Yeah,
It really did.
and the thought of that not being there set in a little panic.
100%.
Yeah. Like, now I
100%.
have to deal with this,
Yes, yes,
and
and
I don't
there's
want
no
to.
more barrier.
Mhm.
But I also understood, and then, he actually looked up methods. I think he had one of his customers that was a sleep trainer or whatever. She gave him a couple recommendations, but also as a new mom, especially when you're not ready, I wasn't ready to
Hear it.
accept it. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, why are you telling me this? Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it my own way, whatever the case may be, because I was not interested in learning from someone else, if that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
probably because you didn't wanna do it.
No, no. And so I was open to it, but I was not, nobody's going to force me. I
Yeah.
was going to do it on my own terms, if that makes sense. And so then when it did happen and we tried the crying out method, he couldn't do it either.
No, I could
No,
not. Okay, I cannot imagine
no,
Juan being
nope.
okay because he just wants to fix everything.
Yep. He absolutely not. He was probably more disturbed than I was. And, we let her cry, I think maybe 5 minutes.
Like,
Honestly.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna openly admit, when it comes to my kids,
Yeah.
I'm weak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm
100%.
strong as in I will
Yeah.
advocate for them and protect them and love them, but when it's them,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I am an
Yeah.
easy
I
target.
mean, it depends. I think for me, it's
Yeah.
if I know why they're crying, if I know they're crying out of pain or out of, there's something that they're missing, like it's truly hurting them. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Weak. If they're crying because they're fighting and one of them was at fault and she's crying, no, then I'm not weak. Like I'll,
Yeah.
let them know, like, this is, you got to deal with it. You
Yeah.
caused the issue, you're going to deal with it. Um,
Cry it out.
at that point, yes. Like,
Tantrums, I
then
definitely walked by. Like, I
yeah,
just carried on
cry
doing
it
what I
out.
was doing.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you at that. For that, yeah, I'm super weak. And especially that, like, I was not ready. She wasn't ready, and that's why I was like, you know what? She's going to eventually. She's not going to be 10 years old in our bed. She's just, I knew it deep down in my heart. I
Yeah.
knew that that was not going to be the case. The moment that Sophia was ready to go in the room, for me, that was like, okay, I think that's going to excite her to have her little sister sleep with her. Nope, not even a problem.
Yeah. It was
From one night to another, not even a problem. She
oh,
slept in her room. I did though remodel her, not remodel, like a
revamped.
yeah, her bedroom, so I painted a rainbow. I added some like nice touches to make her feel more comfortable, something that I knew she would like.
Yeah, and it was
um
exciting and new, and she
yes,
gets to share it with her sister.
and it was great.
Yeah.
never looked back. And like I said, she comes to our room now, but it's for comfort. It's like, or if she has a nightmare or whatever, and I'll never push her away. Come,
No,
you know?
no.
Yeah.
I remember going in as a kid and my mum being like, "No."
Oh, boop.
Yeah. "Go getting on your dad's side," and I was like, "Eh."
Oh, boo. Ooh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
No, I remember, but
yeah.
it's funny,
I don't
isn't
even
I
remember
remember
going to
those
my mom's
things.
bed. Yeah.
So I just I wonder if I always wonder the parent I've become,
Mm-hmm.
if it's like from different parts of loving people in my life,
Yeah.
other parts of rejection in my life, and other parts of something else that all come
Probably a
together and
little.
make
Yep.
me,
I probably.
right?
It's what shapes you, and what to know what you do want, what you don't want,
Yeah.
you know? And I think it kind of goes also with breastfeeding same way, right? Some people tell you like look at you sideways when you're breastfeeding longer. Um
I don't know
I
why. Like, I don't,
that's like
it's such
b-
a
so
personal
here's
thing.
my take on it, right? When a child is 5, 6 years old, I personally wouldn't do it. If you want to do it,
It's not my
do
business.
it. But like if somebody came and say, "Oh, it's the baby's 2 years old, I'm still breastfeeding," go, you go, girl.
Right.
Like good for you
Yeah.
because that's work.
Because it's tapping out
Oh my God.
all of your
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah, and with Adriana, I breastfed for 18 months, and then the reason I stopped is because she went to Montessori school and she couldn't fall asleep because I never give her a bottle. She
She
couldn't
too.
fall asleep without me.
Right.
And obviously that was not something that was going to keep her in school. So I don't remember if I Googled it or if I asked one of my friends. And then I just put I think it was a mixture of olive oil and garlic that you put on your boob.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And but obviously I wiped it off, but the smell was there. And then she latched on, and because I thought that would be the easiest way because she was not of age to understand.
Right.
So I said, "Oh, mommy, ouchie, ouchie." That was it. It was the end.
Done.
And the thing is, she was not breastfeeding for milk. She was breastfeeding for comfort at that point. She
Right.
was only latching on for 2, 3 seconds. I thought she would be devastated. She was completely fine.
You were
I was
devastated.
sobbing, sobbing. I missed it so much. It hurt me so much,
Yeah.
but I knew that it was part of her growth in a sense. And she was ready, clearly. She didn't even look back, didn't even ask again.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, I never had an issue stopping. I mean,
Yeah,
with Emily, it was like 8 months. I was like, "That's it.
yeah,
I'm done. I'm done."
yeah,
And I don't really remember it being a problem.
yeah,
I was just done.
yeah,
I'd gone to England with her and come
yeah,
back, and I think I was just tapped out.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Aria had a tongue and lip tie.
Oh, I heard that hurts.
Oh my god. Thank God I knew that that was not how it was
Yeah.
supposed to feel.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that got corrected. But but then when she was done too. It was
Yeah.
like, and you know what was funny? It's like it was never neither of mine seemed to care when we
Yeah.
were done.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just didn't they carried on about their business.
Yeah. The only thing that happened with Adriana is then she started putting her hands in between my boobs for comfort instead of nursing for a long time,
Oh
very
no, I
long
remember
time.
when she would cuddle with me,
Yeah.
she would put her hand right
Hen
in,
nine
yeah,
night. She would say hen
yeah.
nine night.
Oh,
Oh,
she's so cute.
so cute. And then that never happened with Sophia because Sophia, because I had to go back to work from one day to another. It was really from a weekend. I had to find childcare and how I'm going to do it because I was promoted to a new position, which was in house, and I had to find childcare. And so I had to stop breastfeeding her.
Yeah.
That broke my heart. It broke my heart more so because I wanted to do it for as long as I did it for Adriana. And so 9 months to me was, I
Oh,
felt I failed her in a
no,
sense.
you gave yourself a target and
Yeah.
you feel like you didn't achieve that, but you did. Look how lovely and healthy and happy they both are.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's
but it's
it's
you.
it's different, and I felt already because she was the second one, it was a different kind of love that she was receiving,
Mm.
even though it was unconditional love.
It was just
It's
easier. You weren't as nervous.
yeah, but it was a different kind of treatment Sophia received Adriana was during COVID, so she was at home with
Ah,
me for 18 months. Sophia only got to stay for 9 months, and I stopped breastfeeding her at 9 months. Adriana was 18 months.
and
That's
there's
a
the
big
mom guilt.
difference to me. Yeah. Oh, I had tremendous mom guilt
Yeah.
because of that. Yeah, and also because of the co-sleeping situation, she didn't co-sleep, so that was already one where I was just like, but I didn't want to force her if she was in her natural element, in a sense. She loved being in the crib. She soothed herself to bed, you know.
Happy and
Um,
content. I know. I think sometimes it's us that needs it more.
100%.
We need the comfort.
It's the same thing that happened with her pacifier. She was obsessed with her pacifier, obsessed. Where we're like, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? She
Mhm.
cried for 2 days straight.
Yep.
It was really bad. She hasn't asked for it ever since.
Done, right?
Not only that, her milk bottle, same thing, dropped that same day. Her blanket that was going with her whole routine. Remember how I
She
told
doesn't
you
have
about
her
the
blanket?
routine? She does. She doesn't use it anymore. Only like when she goes to sleep, but she doesn't, she's not obsessing the way she was. So it's like,
Aren't they resilient? They're amazing, resilient little tiny human
I was
beings.
like, I'm actually like amazed, and it's like I'm proud of her, but part of me is also sad for her because she had this whole routine with her passy and her milk bottle, and it's, I feel like I'm stripping it from her because I have to, which was the dental issue, was I had to do it,
Right.
you know, so that she doesn't get her crossbite could get fixed some way somehow.
And there's the thing, right? It's like professional opinions versus
Yes.
other mums
Yeah, yeah,
making you
yeah.
feel guilty or
Yeah.
other people's opinions making
Yeah.
you feel guilty about how you're parenting or
Mhm.
how you're co-sleeping. But when you have professional opinions, that is when you've kind of got to go, okay,
Yeah.
I need to.
And I think now that you're saying that too with other moms, right? And I was this other mom. I was this other mom when I didn't, well, not this other mom. I was this other woman when I didn't have children. Your opinion on a whole lot of
Isn't it
things
crazy?
is completely different. When I was at work and people would bring their kids to work, I would be mortified.
Right.
This is not a daycare. Obviously, I would never say something like that, but I was visibly annoyed. Visibly annoyed. I hate myself for that.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
this is, I had no idea what it is to
Like,
be a
why are they
parent.
here?
I didn't have any nieces or nephews. Like, I never had close children in my life.
Yeah.
So for me, I was just like, why are you doing this? Like, this is work. Like,
Right.
you don't have a daycare? For me to even think that.
Hmm. The emergencies or last minute or,
What?
hey,
The
and they're
excuse is I
showing
can't
up.
come to work because my kid is sick. What do you
Mhm.
like? That's not my problem.
Right. Why aren't you here? Figure it out.
The fact that I was thinking, it makes me sad.
Mhm.
But and it's like, I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not empathetic as a human, but I think I am.
Oh, no, you are. I just don't think you understood. When you don't understand something,
Oh, I
that's
definitely didn't understand. For
right.
me, it was work. I was working 7 days a week, like 3 jobs. Like this is all I was paying for school. I
Yeah.
had nothing else on my mind when other people had their
This is the
children,
whole
and
argument with, male-run companies
yeah,
that they don't understand. And
yeah.
you know what?
And mind you, moms are probably your best workers that you'll ever get
One
because
because
they
they can
only have limited time to be at work. They're going to get it done in that limited time that they have.
and they're problem solvers and
Yeah.
they're multitaskers and they run their home and
Yeah.
they've birthed a human or they've however they
Yeah.
got their human they run a whole factory of
Yeah.
things in their house.
Yeah.
Like, I will
Hmm.
always say that about women.
Yeah. Now, the ever since I've been a mom, the only thing I advocate for is if I was to ever own a business, it would be a women-run company with
Mhm.
moms. I would never want to, obviously, if a male jumps in there, it's what, but it would be mainly females.
So, I have, experience with this. I knew someone who work, 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 right? And I would say, "Hey, you're not present. Work, 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 work." Changed companies twice. The last company that they were with was a woman-owned business and completely involved the family. Like, they're a phenomenal business, and it's partly woman-owned,
Yeah.
and it makes a difference. And that person's work addiction didn't change.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, I had a realization. It's not the company that they work for. That's just
Yeah.
how they are, right? But I can tell you it makes a huge difference when you see as a family, a woman-owned business recognizing that
Yeah.
family comes first.
Yeah.
And you wanna work harder for them, and you wanna
A
do
hundred
more for
percent.
them, and
A hundred percent.
you wanna give it your all because you want it to be successful. But I'm telling you, women, we should rule the world.
Hmm. I think we
Yeah.
do. But
Well, we
uh no, but that's so that was part of it where it's like, where the opinions of other women
Mhm.
is one thing that I've realized. Like it's different when you're getting an opinion from another woman that's never been a mom than if you're getting an opinion from a mom,
Correct.
you know? But like you said, also, I think to me, at least, I try not to give any advice unless it's the bad stuff. Like, I never say, oh, you should do this. You should do this. Never. I don't think I ever have. I don't
Right.
think I ever will because every parent is different. But I will say, like, if something has worked for me, like something like a trick or whatever the case may be,
Share it.
I'll share
Yeah,
that.
don't gatekeep that.
Or I will share something that went wrong in my raising my children, or something that I made a mistake with, where
Yeah.
whether it's the way that I handled the situation, I will share this. Or I've like now, for example, I shared with someone, don't stop dating because they're expecting a newborn. And I said, one thing that I can tell you, just don't stop dating. Make time for each other. It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard. You're gonna go through really, really bad times and really, really great times. The only thing I could tell you is just don't stop dating.
Stay with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that
Yeah.
because coming from the other side, that was a huge problem.
Yeah.
We didn't date. If
Hmm.
I didn't plan the date, there
Yeah.
was no date.
Yeah.
And when you get tired and exhausted and you've had enough and there's only one person,
Yeah.
like, and it makes a huge difference. I tell couples all the time, if you just try and remember each
Yeah.
other. It's so hard though when you've got little
I
tiny
mean, we've
ones that,
talked about this.
yeah.
It's extremely hard. I think that again, and I think I've mentioned this before. I feel like couples who have older children,
Mm.
like maybe I would say starting at 10, where the children don't need you as much, I think are much happier couples than couples who have
Yeah.
newborn up until 5 years old.
Probably, and they've stuck at it and
Yeah.
they've worked through probably their glitches.
Yeah.
And now it's got to a point where the kids are sleeping through the night, they're doing their own
Yeah.
thing, they're going to parties, they're
Yeah.
pick up and drop off.
Yeah.
You get like some more time in
A
between
hundred
there,
percent.
you
And
know?
even now with Sophia, for instance, she just dropped her nap. It was a 2, 3 hour nap. That's a 2, 3 hour window
That's
where I
crazy.
wasn't doing anything with anyone
Yeah.
during that time, unless they were here. But now it's like we can actually, it doesn't break up the day. We can actually do
Right.
something even
Oh my gosh.
throughout the day,
She
you
gave up
know?
her pacifier, her blanket, and her nap all in the same week. How was
And
that
her
week for
baby
you?
battle. It was hard. That was really, I mean, harder for her. But it was
Yeah.
very, very testing on me.
Everybody, I'm
Very
sure.
testing. But now she's completely fine.
Yeah.
Her crust bite is still there, but obviously it's not going to be an immediate
Yeah.
fix. But
It was the same with the thumb, and it's a lot harder to take a thumb off
but
someone.
but that's exactly what the dentist said.
Mhm.
He literally said to me, he said, if you see that once you take away the pacifier and she uses her thumb, put the pacifier back in because it's easy to take away the
Yeah.
pacifier, not the thumb.
Yeah, we had to use something gross on her nails, I don't
Mm.
remember.
Oh, see, same as my
She c
boobs
Yeah,
for
she cried
breastfeeding.
for 2
What
days,
did you
like,
tell her? They're gone
"Stop."
bad? Like they're rotten?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I was
Your
just like,
fingers
"This."
are rotten.
I was just like, "This is what you have to do, mama."
Oh,
Emily's very logical. She
yeah.
always has been since a
Okay.
kid. Like, if you explain to her why, so she was like, "I understand." Listen, I remember trapping her finger in the door of the Jeep once, the heavy Jeep door.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, "I'm so sorry, mom." And I grabbed her and I was running into ShopRite to put ice on it. And she was going, "It's okay, mommy. It's okay." I was like, "I'm sorry, the door closed by accident." Like I was explaining it to
Yeah.
her. So even when she was giving up her
Oh,
thumb, she knew she
Emmy.
couldn't. And she'd say, "No, it's okay." But she was so upset. But when you explained why, because of
Yeah.
her teeth and because
Yeah.
she's going into school,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
She understood,
Oh, Emmy.
but she was devastated.
Yeah.
But again, 2 days
They
and then she
do. I
was
mean,
done.
they're very capable of understanding. Sophia, I had to repeat myself over and over, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, over and over. She would come, Mommy, go find my passy. And then, so they're going out. Juan was taking them somewhere. And I guess along the, Sophia, if you hear this when you're older, don't believe. Um, because I told her the pacifier was coming. She was coming to take all the pacifiers and
Mm.
giving them to another baby. That's what I said. A matter of fact, to her cousin,
See,
Posey, I said
oh,
she's gonna come and take them, and Posey doesn't
is she
take
gonna
any
be mad with
pacifiers.
Posey?
Posey doesn't. No, she was. That's why I said it, because she loves her so much that she was like, oh, she's gonna be so happy,
Oh,
and so that's why I said it. Posey doesn't take any pacifiers. That's besides the point. Anyways, Juan takes them out to go somewhere. As they're walking to the car, she sees a dirty pacifier because I obviously threw them out. It fell from the garbage. So as they come back and we're sitting on the couch, she's crying for her pacifier. But mommy, I saw the pacifier outside.
oh,
And then I was like, "Oh, you did?" I said the pacifier must have dropped it.
dropped it on her
And Juan
slide.
said that I told her she couldn't have it because it's dirty. I said, and then Sophia goes, Mommy, just go clean it. Go clean my passy. Obviously,
Oh,
because she's logical, she knows that if it's dirty,
it's
we can just clean
clean
it.
it.
And that was the start of, oh my God,
Back to the beginning.
she was
Yeah,
hysterical for
devastated.
an entire hour, screaming, screaming, crying.
But 1 hour out of a lifetime.
Yeah.
It's
Hopefully
bad when you're
her
in it,
teeth
though.
better get fixed.
It's bad when you're in. Emmy's teeth are great.
Yeah. Well, did she have a crossbite? Because apparently that's the worst bite to correct is a crossbite.
No.
Yeah. Like
That
her
some of
teeth,
my
like close to the side, like this.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think so. No, no, no.
Yeah. So apparently, I guess when your tongue rests, it's supposed to rest at the top.
Uh-huh. But
When
with
it
the
rests
pacifier, it rests to the side.
at the bottom, to the
Okay.
side.
Uh,
It rests at the bottom, so her tongue is trained to do that. So that means that it's not spacing out at the top enough for her teeth to space out, if that makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Because, but then when you have a crossbite, it doesn't. You can't fix it. Yes, that's exactly. She's the
She's gonna
cutest
be
mom.
fine, Mama.
Mhm.
She's gonna be
Yeah, she
fine.
is. Yeah,
That's an underbite.
underbite. Yeah,
Robbie has an
she should.
underbite.
Should. Baba too.
Oh,
Mm,
I should have bought Robbie today.
yes.
Yes. So no, listen, co-sleeping or not co-sleeping, right? The kids
We
all
talked about so many different things,
we
but
did.
yes,
But I think
it all goes
it
together.
does. It's
Yeah.
the kids when they feel safe and
Yep.
secure, they're not going to be in your bed when they're 18.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's because they're coming in and who
Yeah.
cares? Like I want my kids to always feel
Safe.
safe and
Mm.
welcome and loved and protected.
I do have a question for you. Um, how do you feel about, how like when you put your kids to bed
Mm.
and like me and Juan, we lay with them. Like we read them a story, but we lay with them until they're asleep. That's just how we've always done it. And then sometimes we're both like, we should be able to put them in there and then close the door and they'll fall asleep on their own.
Nights. Yeah, like the
You
Brady
know?
Bunch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a show. Everyone
Oh,
say goodnight and shut the door.
yeah. So I would love to, in a sense, get to a point like that, but they love it so much because that's what they're used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, what did you do? Like, you ever did that, or you always laid with them, or you just put them to bed and then, like, when they were 4 or 5, and you just close
It's
the door?
some things were like a blur for me,
Yeah.
right? And then I remember when they were little, always co-sleeping. Then they shared a room, even though we had enough rooms, they shared a room with a bunk bed
Yeah.
and kind of went to bed together. And it was like, but they would still sneak in when they wanted to, or would
But
wake
you
up and
never
one of
went
them would
there
be
and laid
there.
with them to
I
put them
never.
to bed?
I always
Yeah.
read them a book. I did always go in and read them a book, and then I said goodnight and come out. Did
Okay.
I go back in and out 100
Oh, I'm
times?
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I want more. Oh, mommy. And I
Yeah.
always,
They're,
they
let
call
me
me, I
tell you,
always go back.
they're the,
Always.
at night,
Hmm.
it's like they have never touched, their lips have never touched water in their
Hmm.
life.
Yep.
They're
They need
the
everything at that
everything.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I want more.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always go back in, but I never, when they were in their own room, I've never gone in and laid with them.
Yeah. No, that's what we've always done.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
that,
how they fall asleep with us
but
in the
then I
bed.
think we co-slept probably a lot longer than most.
Yeah.
And then during separation and divorce, the comfort level and then wanting to feel safe, they would come back in my room,
Mm.
right? Like
Yeah.
it kind of, did I go in and lay with them? No. Did they come and lay with me most
Yeah.
of the time?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I feel like that being your routine, like if you want to step away from that bit by bit, like read a story and be like, okay, mommy's going to be downstairs, but like it's so short lived.
Yes. And I feel like, I don't know.
Like, do you want to give that up yet?
Definitely not. I think Juan would like to.
Because he'd want more time with you as his wife. I think that's
No, no,
part.
no, I mean, that doesn't, they don't take long to fall asleep.
Right.
Like, it depends. Like, sometimes they'll be like an hour, but most of the time it's 20 minutes,
Right.
you know? Um,
Even with each other in the room, they still like you to be in there.
huh?
How do you pick? Like,
Well, half the time Juan is not here when I put them to bed, so it's just me with them.
no, but how do you pick? Like, whose bed do you get in?
Their bed.
They share?
Yeah, they
Oh,
have
I
a
thought they
queen
had their
bed.
two.
Yeah, but they sleep together. Yeah.
Oh, so that should be like, do they get comfort from that?
I don't know because we've always been with them.
Uh-huh.
We've never,
Maybe they just love it.
one of us has always been with them.
I think what I'm getting at is I don't have an answer to your question
Yeah. Mm.
because I'm not in your
I don't
house.
think I was looking for an answer.
I don't think so either. I
Yeah.
think you just
I
like
just
it.
wanted to know what you were doing.
Yeah, I never did that.
Yeah.
But again, I went in 100 times, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, I'm curious. You know, I'm pretty sure there's nobody out there who's got an 18-year-old co-sleeping with them.
You never know.
Well, and if they do, that's fine too. Like
Yeah.
maybe
You never
there's,
know.
remember, there's also different needs out there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
may
Oh,
have to
yeah.
co-sleep with
Of
their child
course.
forever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like different people have different needs, but
Yeah.
little kids, again, I
I
just,
think it's, to each their own and whatever works for you. Keep
whatever
it
works for
going.
you and your family, and don't worry about other people's opinions.
It just sucks that we do have to worry.
Hmm.
Not that we do have to worry, but it's a thing.
A
It
lot of
happens
people, when I
that it's in
was,
the back of our head.
yeah, I think a lot of people scared me into the safety of co-sleeping. And I think rather than scaring people away from things,
Hmm.
we should educate them on those things.
Yes.
How to safely do something,
Yeah.
or
I mean, I would have loved to know that. Nobody scared me into the safety. I was just told you shouldn't do that.
right. Oh, you could roll over and suffocate
Yes.
your child. Okay, but
Yeah.
some people are so exhausted they're still going to do it. How about teaching them how to
Yeah.
safely do it and not judging them for doing it?
Yeah.
That's
And also they could just
so. I guess that is our end of our co-sleeping segment.
yes.
And if you co-sleep,
You might
definitely not alone.
that is true. You're definitely not alone and definitely not done.
Until the next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.